Today we're going to talk about the real signs that union is near, separation is almost over, and I think you're going to get the sense of why these are the real signs because of where I'm going to take you. And I'm just going to go right to that right now. Check this out. You ready for this? Okay, two things. First, this is a spiritual journey, right? You and your twin flame are the same spirit. You're the same soul. There's a lot of different opinions on the internet about what to do about your twin flame. Everybody's got a different idea about it, right? Everybody's telling you to do something different, and you're like, well, what do I do, right? But the one thing everybody agrees on is that it's one soul in two bodies, or it's like the soul splits, or you're the same soul vibration, or something like that, right? Okay, so this is spiritual. This is having to do with my soul. All right, got that. For you to get, in quotation marks, for you to get your soul, understand, right, conceptually, to understand what's going on, we have to enlist philosophy. And it's very simple philosophy. It's not sophisticated or hard to understand at all. The basis of spiritualism is philosophical. And in physics, there's even a theory that states that the physical universe came from information. It's called information realism. So this philosophy, it matters a lot, right? It's spiritualism. So you kind of, maybe I've piqued your interest a little bit, like, yeah, you got my attention now, Kurt. Well, good. All right, so that's the first thing. Philosophy, the conceptual component of philosophy, the way that we attempt to describe the soul matters a lot. And I'm going to tell you exactly what's up with that. Number two, well, this is where I tell you exactly what's up with that. See, everybody on the internet is looking at this like, I've got to get into union with my twin flame. Right? I just saw a comment on one of my YouTube videos. Loveliest person, really. It was great. It was such a nice comment. But I saw that and I was like, there you go again, right? Another one of these statements where it's like, oh man, I wish I could talk to this person because it's like, I know what the problem is. But what they were saying was something along the lines of, well, that's easy for you to say. And they were being playful. It was fine. They were just joking around. But they said, well, that's easy for you to say, Kurt, because you're in union with your twin, right? And people say that to me all the time. And yeah, she's permanently in my life. You know, in case you missed it, it was like a week or two ago. We were at the museum and I posted a picture of us in the community page. It was just her hand because it was a giant quartz crystal. It was like this fucking big, a big old quartz crystal. And I said, hey, babe, put your hand in there for size comparison. And she's done videos with me on my channel. So she's around, right? She's permanently in my life. And she even comes on my channel every once in a while. So people look at me and they go, oh, well, Kurt, you're in union. Again, philosophy. This is the code breaker that you're searching for. It's this philosophy. So if you're still with me, if you haven't clicked off yet, good for you, right? Okay. What is union? Kurt, you're in union. You did it. You accomplished it, right? You pulled it off. So there's two problems with looking at it that way, right? The first one is this externalization of ego mind, the id, the mind, the ego, the personality, right? I call it the identity entity. You could call it the separate self. They call it that all the time in spiritualism, the separate self. Notice I just said the word separate. Where have we heard that word before? Because if you're not in union, you're in separation, right? Notice how people use that word separation or union, but I'll come back to that in a second. So the ego mind, which is where we derive our sense of self from, at least right now, right? It's externalized because it's duality. So it's always going to be looking outside for signs. Please tell me the signs that it's happening to me, for me. What are the signs? Show me us numbers or something out here, or just some kind of code breaker. You know, the mind, it thinks it's like 2 + 2 = 4. And if I can just get the result of this math problem, that's the code breaker, and I'm gonna just instantly flipping the switch, and then union has been activated once I figure out that code breaker, right? Figuring out conceptual understanding the mind. And remember I said we're going to talk about philosophy, and I am. What it is I'm trying to get you to see philosophically is that we're trying to figure this out, that we are conceptualizing this. Remember, your twin flame is your soul somehow, and you're like, I'm not even sure I understand that, and that's fine. You don't need to, at least not yet. But the soul is not conceptual. It's consciousness. Remember, you are body, mind, soul. The mind is thought, emotion, metaphysical energy. Thoughts, emotions, metaphysical energy. So emotions, I feel good, I feel bad. Or like a resistance maybe to what I'm saying, or to the situation with your twin flame, or to saying that there is a situation with your twin flame at all. That's a concept. And I'm not saying thoughts and concepts are bad, but contrast that to the soul, which is awareness, consciousness, being, like getting out of time. So, for example, union, I'm here, I got to get there. That's the mind. The mind works on duality. That's the yin-yang symbol, yin-yang, past, future, I'm here, I got to get there, outcomes, divine feminine, divine masculine, plus, minus, good, bad, I feel good, I feel bad, etc. The whole universe works on duality. They even have a word for that in physics, relativity, right? Like Albert Einstein. So even science is catching up with spiritualism now. And they really started to do that in the 20th century. They really started to do that well. So this externalization of the mind, I'm here, you're over there. There's me and there's they, my twin flame. And you think that it's you who is saying that and thinking that. That's the other big problem here, is we derive our sense of self from ego mind. I'm a mom, I'm a brother, I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, I'm a teacher, I'm a YouTuber, I'm a twin flame. That's even worse, right? I'm a twin flame. Are you? Who are you? What is you? Because what you really are is beyond any form or identity. So I'm not saying that you're not a twin flame, but what is you? What is the self? Because again, it's this narrative, this story of who I am, right? I've been to these places, I've done these things, I've got this knowledge, I don't have that knowledge, but I do know that I don't have that knowledge. And then there's also things that I don't know. And I'm an expert in this. I'm a liberal conservative. I've been to college. I didn't go to college. All these things that constitute a personality, right? An individual. I'm here, you're over there. I'm this individual, and I'm separate from you. Separate. Now, I made a video about this. Where did this word separation come from? And union, too. And detaching, what's up with that? Like, did you ever stop and think, like, why do twin flames use those words? And I'm sure many of you actually have. Like, you're like, yeah, what is union separation? what is that? And actually, I think most people, they don't think about it too deeply. They just see everybody doing it and they go, oh, well, union is when you're together and there's no more running and chasing and you're physically in a relationship with your twin flame and you're together in union. And I'm like, why not just say you're together or you're dating or you're going to get married or whatever, which does happen. I've coached over 6,000 twin flame students to date. I'm the world's leading twin flame coach. I've got lots of students that are married to their twin flame. But you know what they don't say? They don't say, I'm in union, because I kind of taught them about what that word really is, which is what I'm telling you right now. Or what about separation? Why not just say we broke up, or they're ignoring me, or they ghosted me? Why does it have to be only, do you notice this in the twin flame community? Everybody uses only those words. Don't you think that's kind of weird? I mean, it's fine, but I'm just saying, like, why? Like, why do we have to use those words? And what's up with detaching? Now, I made a whole video about this. If you want to go watch me explain this in much more depth, it's easy to find. I have a whole playlist on this channel. It's like my greatest hits twin flame coaching videos. It's called The True Twin Flame Teachings. Go to the playlists menu on my YouTube channel here and look for that playlist. It's called The True Twin Flame Teachings. And there's a video on there called Twin Flames, Separation Consciousness, Unity Consciousness, and Detaching. So when you find out where those words really came from, you're going to go, oh. And I'm kind of alluding to that right now. Like, separation, like where that word really comes from is ancient Zen spiritualism. Union also, and detaching. Union is unity consciousness. Separation is separation consciousness. And detaching is just something that happens organically when you transcend the separate self, the separation consciousness of mind, and you enter unity consciousness, which is the true self. So again, back to the ego mind, it's externalized. I'm here, you're over there. I'm this individual, I'm separate from you. There's a well-defined boundary, and there's a purpose to that, but it's not ultimately who you really are. So again, you're there trying to figure out, understand, conceptualize union, and it's really just kind of a very base definition of the word union. I got to get into union. I did it. I accomplished it. I pulled it off. I was here, then I had to get there. I accomplished it. The outcome, duality, the mind. I was here. I got to get there. Past, future, past, present. I did it. I accomplished union. And that's the thing about this. That's the whole thing about this philosophy. The soul, which is your twin flame, is always with just what is. It's never externalized. It's never looking to a future outcome. But Kurt, I don't like where I am. We're supposed to be together. Well, that can't happen, but you got to remember that you are not that which says that. You are not the mind. You do not say, I'm here and I got to get there. I don't like this. I don't want to be in separation. I love my twin flame, blah, 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 blah. This narrative, this story of who I am and what I think and feel. And I'm not saying thinking and feelings are bad. All I am saying is that's not who you really are. Who you really are is the consciousness. Consciousness is not thought. The soul is consciousness. And it's not duality. It doesn't care about past, future. It's absolutely not focused on past, future at all. So to even say I got to get into union is like probably one of the biggest twin flame myths that there are. Can you get this person to stop running? Yes, but how to do that is not doing. That's where all the figures of speech that I'm using, they all kind of break down. They don't work anymore. Why don't they work anymore? Because this is beyond concept. This is beyond figures of speech. This is non-duality. Consciousness, it's not concept, it's not thought. And again, it's always going to be with what is. And this is really tough for some people because they're trying so hard to figure it out. And I got to figure it out. And all I'm pointing out to you is you are not that which is trying to figure it out. You are not your mind. You are not the thinker. Or if you're feeling this emotional resistance to what I'm saying, that's also the mind. It's resisting what is. I'm pointing you at something that you already are. You already are your twin flame. Union, again, is derived from the ancient Zen spiritual teaching, unity consciousness. These are not twin flame terms. Now, what I think happened is long ago, before the internet, like on paper, the 1970s, 1980s, something like that, somebody figured this out. Somebody went, oh, I get it. I know what's up with twin flames. And that's how this terminology, separation, union, and detaching, ended up in the current twin flame fad culture on the internet, which everywhere you look on the internet, and I'm not trying to put anybody down. I know everybody's just trying to figure it out. It's fine. It's fine. But I want to help you get through all this confusing stuff. Everybody's got all these different messages about twin flames, and it's all outcome based. That's the ego mind. And then they also make it this big romantic thing. And then there's even people that add all this like weird, like spiritually kind of mythology, like we're going to go on a big mission and we're going to save the world and we're going to heal everybody in a 1,000-mile radius with our union energy. And I'm here to let you know that's not usually what happens. And I've made lots of videos about that. What usually happens, always, is your twin flame suddenly just wants to be around you all the time. And they don't know why, and they don't care about who you are as a person, as an individual. They're just like, I don't care, I want you. And they just want to talk to you really bad. And that's it. Also, your life changes in ways that you cannot explain because an explanation is a thought. This is going beyond concept. This is consciousness. This philosophy really matters, guys. And the way that people are using this word union is totally incorrect. And I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. It's not going to do me any good. It's not going to do you any good if I sit here and go, oh, it's okay. You can use that word union any way that you want to. It's fine. I don't want to be mean and bad and say that you're wrong. Yeah, I'm going to say that you're incorrect if you're using it. Why? Why wouldn't I? Do you want the truth? Of course you do. Guys, the word union is not a physical state. Like, oh, we're in union. It's when you transcend the separation consciousness of the mind. And again, separation, union, detaching, those words are not twin flame terms. Somebody figured out, oh, wait, this is just my spiritual awakening. That's all this is. I've got to get out of separation consciousness. And then the internet gets a hold of those terms and plays a game of telephone with those terms. And now everybody on the internet is using those words totally wrong. And I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry for pointing that out, guys. Do you want the truth? I'm doing you a favor. There is a correct, legitimate twin flame teaching, and it's right under our noses. And you can tell because of the way people are using those words. Yes, somebody figured it out before the internet. Unity consciousness, separation consciousness, detaching, those are not twin flame terms. Those came from ancient Zen spiritualism thousands of years ago. It's got nothing to do with the other person. It's all about your sense of consciousness, your transcending the separation consciousness of the separate self. Separation, the me, the little me. and remembering, wait, I am a soul. And that's when your twin flame comes back. Unity consciousness, union, right. So stop using those words, guys. At least stop using them like that, right? I want to challenge you to never ever say, I got to get into union, or Kurt's in union. No, that's not what that word is, guys. I'm in union. I got to get into union. That's the goal, right? Outcome, ego, the mind. And I'm not saying ego like, oh, well, you're really arrogant. No, not like that. But the empirical, objective meaning of the word ego, the personality, the id, the ego, the mind, right? The identity, the history, the story, the narrative, all the concepts, which is not a bad thing. That's just what that is. But the ego is externalized because it's duality. I'm here, I got to get there, or I'm here, you're out there. There's something separate from me. I'm this individual. And to a large extent throughout your life, you'll always experience life that way, yeah. But that's not really who you are. You're not really the separate self. You are beyond concept and separation. You are union. That's what you are. You already are that. This is just a journey of remembrance. There's no getting to an outcome. That's the weird thing about this. This is why every great spiritual master throughout the ages, when asked, you reached enlightenment, how did you do it? They always say something like this. They say, well, when I got to enlightenment, I realized that what took me so long is that I was trying to get here. I always was. Marinate on that for a bit. Guys, I hope I have given you some clarity today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.